Have you ever felt like anxiety from inside out? You know, the moment she's spinning out of control, she's melting down, she's failing like a car with no brakes. Yeah, me too. And let me be real, life sometimes feels exactly like that, like a whirlwind of chaos. You're just like holding on, hoping you don't crash. But what if I told you that moment, that chaos could be the start of something transformative? Hi, I'm Shakera, and welcome back to Empowerment Odyssey. I know what it feels like to feel stuck. I know what it feels like to be unsure of the next steps in your life. I spent the last 20 years as a researcher and wisdom seeker. And then I used that combined knowledge to coach people just like you over the last 10 years. I've helped people make better decisions, set healthy boundaries, and create the life that they want. My mission is simple. In 2025, I want to help at least 1,000 people just like you. I want to help you grow in your health, wealth, and relationships, and empower you to rewrite the story that you want. Seriously, pick any of the steps I share in my videos, apply them to your life, and I guarantee you will see real change. I believe that everyone has within them what they need to create the life they want. All they are missing is a little bit of help and a little bit of a push. So if you feel like that's you, go ahead and comment below. Do you need help or do you need a push? Also, hit the like button, go ahead and subscribe, turn on those notifications, and let's go ahead and dive in to the topic. I am a recovering perfectionist. For a really long time, I thought if I just planned everything perfectly, life would just follow my blueprint. I had it mapped out like A, B, then C. But let me tell you, life doesn't care about your alphabet or my alphabet. When things didn't go my way, I would have an internal meltdown that rivaled anxiety from inside out.
And my job is to protect her from the scary stuff she can't see. I plan for the future. Oh, I can show you. You're gonna love this.
There was a time when I had to plan everything. I mean, everything, y'all. I planned my day, my week, my month. I planned conversations down to the exact words. If life didn't follow my perfect script, oh, the meltdown was real. It really was like anxiety from inside out had taken the wheel of my life. She wasn't just warning me about potential dangers. No. She was in full meltdown mode. Every time my life veered off the plan, she'll start spinning, shouting, and waving her arms like we were seconds away from disaster. And honestly, that's exactly how I felt inside. Inside, I was spiral. Why isn't this working? Why is this so hard? What's wrong with everyone and everything around me? But here's the punchline. It wasn't everyone else. It was me. Really, the funny thing is nothing around me was actually that hard. My circumstances weren't the problem. My constant need for control was the real issue. Y'all, instead of living, I was out here orchestrating. Instead of enjoying my life, I was managing my life. And it really was not working. Fast forward, one day I hit a wall. Metaphorically, of course, not literally, but it really felt like a literal wall. And I had to sit down and talk to myself. Like, girl, what happened to you? Just a few years ago, you were this optimistic, open, you had this energy like everything is possible. I mean, everything is possible. It hit me. Like, the problem wasn't the universe conspiring against me. The problem was me. It was my perspective. Here's what changed everything. I stopped planning from a place of fear and control, and I started planning from a place of wonder. I asked myself, what amazing things could happen today? And let me tell you, shifting my perspective really just made a whole world of difference. I realized that anxiety had been hogging all the spotlight for far too long. And I really just missed the part of me that was more like joy, that curious, the optimistic, that person that was ready to see the bright side of everything. But here's the thing, joy and anxiety both have to have a role. It's about finding balance, not letting one completely dominate. So I still made plans. I'm not about to just let my life completely spiral into chaos. But instead of clinging to them like for dear life, I really held on to them lightly, letting life surprise me a bit. And it did really surprise me. But that's not the end. So just when I thought I had it all figured out, more joy in my life, less anxiety, I swung to the complete opposite extreme. I leaned so heavily into joy that I started ignoring the world's realities. I started acting like joy on steroids, ignoring anything remotely negative and pretending everything was just fine. But remember that scene in Inside Out where joy tries to keep everything upbeat, even when sadness is clearly needed. And just like in that movie, ignoring sadness didn't work so well. You know that overly optimistic friend who's like, everything is fine. It's all good. Rainbows and unicorns everywhere. That was me. I became so focused on staying positive that I started brushing off sadness like it really did not exist. It was crazy, y'all. And then, of course, life hit me with another reality check. Sadness doesn't disappear just because we ignore it. It waits patiently until it cannot be ignored any longer. I'll never forget when my spiritual advisor said,
"You are being ridiculous. Life is not all butterflies and jelly beans. You need to face the hard stuff. Anger, fear, sadness is just an emotion like joy, hope, and love."
It was like being hit by a truck. But she was right. I couldn't keep sweeping sadness under the rug. It had to be acknowledged. I had to feel it. I even had to embrace it. So I did. I started doing something that might sound really, really strange to some of you, but I started allowing myself moments to just sit in sadness. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't sit and wallow in it. I just allowed myself to acknowledge that sadness and negative emotions existed. It wasn't for like weeks or months or anything like that. And I still do this. I take about 24 to 48 hours. During that time, I let myself cry. I journal. I just let myself feel the feels. Whatever comes up, it comes up. I don't hold on to it, but I allow myself to feel it. Sadness has this quiet wisdom. Just like in the movie, she teaches us that it's okay to feel the weight of life sometimes. Giving myself those 1 or 2 days to just sit in sadness and other emotions, I recognized that it wasn't a weakness. It was actually my strength. It really allowed me to process my emotions and come out on the other side stronger. I am now more open. I am more compassionate because I give myself that time to just feel emotions, and it really just opens my heart even more. You would think that that was the end, but it's not. Here's the thing. The world can be overwhelming. Walk outside, scroll through social media, turn on the news. Suffering is everywhere. And at times, this has left me feeling really paralyzed. I would say, like, how can I keep my heart open without breaking under the weight of the world? That's real. I really had to learn that keeping my heart open didn't mean carrying the weight of the world. It really meant being able to show up into any environment with compassion and empathy, not delusion. I didn't have to walk into hectic or chaotic environments and lie to myself and say, this is beauty, I can see it for what it was, but open myself to see the compassion and the beauty in it. So when I will walk into these places, instead of taking on a delusion, I acknowledge the suffering without letting it consume me. I started to tell myself, I'm safe, I can face this, I can bring light into the darkness without being swallowed by it. And this is a work in progress. And this is not something that happened overnight. It took years of repeating those things and challenging myself to get to this point. But it's a really important lesson. Really, the key is moving from delusion to compassion. I had to challenge myself to stop pretending everything was fine and really just allow myself to see the world how it is. It's beautiful and it's broken. I really began to use my joy not as an escape, but as a way to bring hope to other people. So I can still be that optimistic person while still telling people the truth. And that's a talent, okay? Like, I struggle every day to keep my heart open. So if that's something that resonates with you, drop a comment below. And I'll send you a personal message. There's really no gimmicks, no sell pitch. It's really just one human connecting with another. Life is really unpredictable, y'all. Life is messy, it's chaotic, and really, it's sometimes just hard. But even in moments of chaos, under that is wonder, and really is endless possibilities for growth. The world is your playground. Explore it. Don't just explore it. Explore it with curiosity and with courage. I really encourage you guys to start today. Let go of the need to control everything. Embrace every emotion. Step into life with an open heart. I promise you, if you do this in 6 months, you'll look back and see just how far you've come.